Okay, so what I'll do is I have these swatches, and let's say I want these swatches over here. So I want these swatches over here on this, and if I open window and since I can't find my swatches here, so I'll just go over, look for so basically the swatch that I had made there is not here. So how do I copy it over here? So one way is when you're working in a flow, then that's like a separate thing. But when you're working with prints only, then what you do is basically, so this is my work. I'm going to go over here to this swatch library menu, which is down below. Go to save swatches. So I will go over to the file where I want this to be saved. So let's say I want this to be saved here. So I've already saved it like swatches, and I'll click save. It's asking me to replace, so I'm going to click yes. Okay. Now I go over to maybe here, and I want to open my swatches panel. So I'll go over to the swatch library again, go to other library. And just open this over here. So this is my swatch library. So these set of swatches have come. Now I just need to click once. They will get pasted over here in this file swatches. So I can close this. And this is how you basically, you make your swatches, and you can save it as a AI file. And then later on, you can open it anyhow. Like even if that file you don't remember, you know that a swatch has already been saved. So you can just, like suppose I open it here, I've already opened it. So this is like my swatches I've added here. So this is one way of doing it. Now another thing is, let's say how you would add a pattern here. Now working with a print is fine, because a print, even if it is going up and down like all over print, like suppose this, and I like paste here also, and I paste here as well. And I select all of this. Select all of this, and there's something wrong that I've done here. Anyways, I'm going to proceed with this only. So I'll scale it down first. Transform pattern. Let's say 35%. See the preview. Click OK. Now somehow no, the 35% doesn't work. If you click here, probably then it works out. So maybe I want this. So when you're doing prints, it won't affect so much. But like here, if you see this area. Now, if I can move this. So how do I, if I just want to move the print. So how do I move it? There is this tilde key on your keyboard. It is, this key is next to the number 1, and it looks like a curve. It looks like an S sign, inverted S. It's called the tilde key. Everybody's found it?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
It's,
Yes, ma'am.
it's next to the
ma'am.
number 1.
Left to the number 1.
Okay, so if I press on it, I want to rotate this or maybe move this pattern a little, because it's sort of, conflicting with the pattern here. So it's looking like a, so maybe I want to make this a little more organic. So I'll just move this. See this? So the pattern has moved. You see this? Here also, if I want to move the pattern, I'll hold on to the tilde key and I can move the pattern. So while I'm doing so, I need to make sure that, the selection tool is clicked. I hold on to the tilde key and I just, so you see the pattern is also moving along. Because obviously, the sleeves ka cut different hota hai. The pattern of the sleeve is different. The print on the sleeve is different. And then the bodice has different. Both the sleeves should not match with each other. So this is one variation you can do in Illustrator. Now I'll show you something like, let's say you find a beautiful pattern on the net and you want to use it as a swatch. So basically what you do is, I go over to place and I'll just go over here and select this. Okay. Now, if I click on the link and try to place it, this will be placed. But if I try to make a swatch, let me delete this one. Let me delete this. Just 2 minutes, students. I'm just coming. Yes. So if I try to create a swatch, I'll go over here. I'll just click on this and maybe I go to object and create a pattern. Pattern cannot contain linked object. Please embed the object and try again. So this will not work. Okay. So I would have to delete this. I will place. So that's the wrong thing that I've done. So this time I'm going to do the right thing. So I'll click on the picture and I'll make sure that the link is unchecked. Okay. And I'll place it. And if I click on this, go to object, pattern, make. So new pattern has been added, click OK. So basically it'll show out like this and I will click done, delete this. Now, now the reason I'm using stripe, you can create your own stripes by just, there is one way of creating stripes. I'll show you that too. I'll show you that as well. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this pattern over here. So I'll just select it. Okay. And I'm going to scale this down. Maybe I'll scale this down to 25. Okay. And I'm going to rotate it. Rotate not the object, only the pattern. So again, I'm going to go to the rotate key, hold on to the tilde key and rotate this. Somehow, no, my scale is not right. I don't know why Illustrator does this. I'll reduce this further. Yeah. So this is the scale that I want, and I can rotate it, like, rotate it through. First, I have to go to the rotate key, then hold on to the tilde key, and I need to click on the sleeve first, then go over to the rotate key, and then hold on to the tilde key and just move my pattern like this. So this is manually I'm doing this. Okay, I can even go over here and just adjust the size, and here also we have transform object and transform pattern. So if you're not able to do it through the tilde key, this is the other way of doing it. Okay, got it, everyone?
And can you please repeat the other way which you...
Okay, so if you can't find the tilde key, or you're not able to do it through the tilde key because it comes out of practice, like, you hold on to the tilde key and then you start rotating it, you need to figure it out. So what I'll do is I'll just click on the sleeve, go to the rotate tool, give it an angle. This is at 15, so I'll just type 15 degree. See where it is going, and transform object should be unchecked, and transform pattern should be clicked, and you click OK. So this is another way of actually rotating your pattern. Okay, but you can move your pattern like this, like, holding on to the tilde key, you can move the pattern if you want. The pattern will move, like, so even here, if I want the same thing, so I'll use this. So if I want to scale it to this level, I'll take the eyedropper tool and just select maybe this also. Take the eyedropper and this as well. Because I would have to, if I don't remember what percentage I scaled it down, so I can take the eyedropper and do it. So again, I'll go over to the rotate key, hold on to the tilde, and rotate this like this. Same goes with this. Hold on to the tilde key and move my there's a little problem here, but I think you've got the gist of it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So this way we can even make the pattern with the images also, like any object or any PNG file or JPEG file.
Yes, you can do that also. You can make a pattern out of any fabric. Just make sure that it is unlinked and it's in the floating mode, and you will understand it. Link and template should not be clicked while making a pattern when you're just pasting a pattern from the internet. Okay. Okay, but yeah, you won't be able to change the colorways. If you would want, you cannot change the colorways. You can do it in Illustrator. You can change the colorways of the pattern you make in Illustrator, but you won't be able to do it to the swatch that you had just copied it from Google. You would
So
have
we can do it in Photoshop.
But in the Photoshop, yeah.
Yes, you can do it in Photoshop. Okay, now another very interesting thing about this is I'll just take this, go over to the appearance panel. Now, if you want to give a little sort of a change to this pattern, okay, so I'm going to show you a damask effect. So I'll just click on the fill. This generally works, but I don't know why it's not working. If you guys want to crop it, what you can do is you can drag the guidelines from here. If you're not able to find the square, like I have clearly demarcated, but in your case, if it's not demarcated, you can just put your guidelines here. Like, here. Go over here and just click all of this and go for the crop. Select this. Okay, now let's suppose what I want to do is give a texture to this. I'll go to Control C and paste it in the front. I will rotate this a bit. Like this. Select this, go over to the appearance panel and just go over to opacity. We have normal, we have opacity. I don't know how much you guys know of Photoshop, but we have blends here as well. So if I click multiply, if I click color burn, so I'm kind of giving a damask kind of an effect to the, bringing kind of some kind of a variation to the pattern. So I can try these various blends and it will totally change my pattern, overall pattern. Okay. So this is about patterns, and I've taught you how to do the rendering as in not the rendering, but definitely how to put a pattern onto a shirt and all, and how to rotate it. You guys understood that part?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So can we now make okay, because okay, let me teach you how to make how to make a mood board in Photoshop. So Because if I tell you to make 5 illustrations, then you guys would be like, ma'am, we already made those 5 illustrations and now you're giving us a theme and all. So let me tell you this. Okay. So this is an exercise for you. I want you to make at least, I want you to make a collection, make 5 illustrations. Okay. And based on a certain theme. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And
Okay.
you can choose your theme. Okay.
Okay.
And you will be working on the theme board later. Since we are going to make the theme board in Photoshop, you're going to be working, but I want you to match. I want you to, like, select the photographs. I want 7 to 8 photographs, and a color palette should be there, and an inspiration board should be there, where you are you're getting inspired from the prints or the patterns. Okay, so those 2 boards, a theme board like a mood board and a concept board. So your concept or your inspiration board, and then you have a color board. So I leave it open to you, like, you have 3 things. So you have a color board, you have a concept board, and you have a theme board. So I'm going to teach you one of them, like how to make the mood board. Then you can start on making the color board. The color board and the concept board doesn't need any sort of blending or masking or anything like that, but the mood board should have an element of those filters in Photoshop to give a little effect to your work. Okay, so can we make 5 illustrations? So I think you can go vintage, you can go retro, you can go if you want to go for swimwear, you can go for summer wear, you can go for autumn wear. I leave it open, but it should not be like, one of your models is wearing a office wear and the other one is in summery dress. So if you want to keep it all official, then keep it all official. It should be like a collection. Okay. And and if you want to, like, you can also work on the Indian wear, but Indian wears, I should tell you, they're a little risky because there are a lot of folds. बहुत सारे folds होते हैं, lot of folds, like, and you have to give that proper shading effect, which I will definitely teach you in Photoshop. But I mean, even if you want to take Indian wear, you take it simple, because even if you're like, you're taking a sari and then the sarees has lot of folds in it, then and then if you do rendering on it, then it goes a little crazy. You can definitely play with it. If you want to take the risk, please do. Okay, your marks are totally dependent on it. Okay. And also, I don't mind you making your croquis going a little abstract. You can make abstract croquis also. Okay, so I don't want those not only those, like, the regular croquis, but you can make those abstract croquis also. Like, I've read a couple of books, and the croquis are really lovely. They're abstract, the face is a little conky. Like, if you are bad with your facial expressions, you can go for that as well, but all your croquis should be abstract.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Is it mandatory to make the abstract cookie?
No, it's not
Or we
mandatory.
can
So
work
I'm
with the old.
no, I'm keeping it all open to you guys, like, it's all,
Yeah, if you want
I'm
to
leaving you
stylize
free.
it, we can stylize it. If you
Yeah,
don't want it,
if you want,
yeah.
if you want to stylize your cookies, you can do it.
Okay.
It just needs to be in
And,
one story.
So I'm sure everybody is aware of Photoshop.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to interrupt. One more question, that we have to make a mood board, color board, concept board, and one more thing you told. I skipped.
So you have to make a mood board and a concept board, The concept board should have the stylized inspirations that you have taken from the cuts, the silhouettes, the prints. That your concept board should contain all of that, where your inspiration has come from. If you made prints, where is your inspiration come from? Okay, so that is one thing. And also can you make like based on that? So I'm going a little like just make these five illustrations. Should we make
Yes,
it
ma'am, we
10?
can do. No, please.
Okay, so I
Five
wanted
is
to,
okay, ma'am.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so
we
yeah,
can
I
go for
know
six,
time
like
is,
5 to 6, but not 10. 10 will
yeah,
be too much.
yeah, it'll be a production house, no? Then you won't take care of your croquis, your, okay, then
Yeah, this will be
let's
simple.
keep it 5 proper croquis. Okay, fashion illustrations, 5 proper fashion illustrations. And now I'll here in Photoshop, I'll teach you how to make the mood board, how to use masking, and also how to do shading and rendering. That's the main thing, and how to create patterns in Photoshop as well. So let's just start.
Are
So
you on
Ma'am,
Photoshop? Because I only can see the Illustrator screen.
okay, wait.
ma'am, I have a query. Like in 5 illustrations, we even need to do the features, or we can skip that part, or we can stylize it the way we
Yes.
want to.
Yes, you can stylize it. So basically it should look representative, like it should look proper. Even if your croquis don't have a facial, this thing, a little bit of kind of a shading also. It should not look like, very, it should not look like a beginner sort of like, anything. If you go through these books, no, people, a lot of people have made these stylized croquis, so just go through them. A lot of designers make stylized croquis, so just go through those, and probably those, they don't have facial expressions. So if you are
Yeah.
struggling with it, then you can do it. But if you feel that you are good at it, and you can go ahead, make your facial expressions.
Ma'am, actually, when I place my facial features, like when I made it in a in large view, and I place it on my croquis, it looks very ugly. So
Is
that's
it
why I
because
don't
of the
want.
scaling?
It might be possible because before this, I was not using the scaling tool. I was doing it manually, just dragging it to make it small. Maybe that is a reason.
That could be a reason, but I remember I taught you how to make the symbol, like, use a symbol library.
Ma'am, I don't remember.
Yes, ma'am. We all like it. I guess we also. I also forgot the step. That's Swatchwala. The symbol library, then to use again as a symbol on a croquis. I
Mm.
remember you taught us, but I think we all forgot about it.
Okay, so can I tell you about it with the shape? Like, I won't be able to show you.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
ma'am, you
see.
can.
Oh, no, I can. Let me just so basically, when you're making flats and all, you create this sort of a symbol library, and you keep it handy whenever you're making flats. Okay, now obviously I'm not taught you how to do flats and how to make flats. I don't think so it's necessary for your course. but making symbols is important. So suppose this is my button size. Okay. So let's suppose this is the circle that I have made. Now I want to create a symbol out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to this new symbol, and this is not a movie clip, this is a graphic. So this is my new symbol. I label it as circle and click OK. So a new symbol has been added. Now the only problem with this circle is, now let's say this circle is supposed to be this button on the shirt. Okay, but this is of this size. Okay, now the scaling is a problem. Now whenever I take out, whenever I drag this out, this will be always of this size only. Okay, now that is when we create symbols. Now if you create these buttons, so you have to create buttons and you have to create your face expressions, lips and eyes. People do that also. They make a library out of it, because it is very tough to continuously keep on making facial expressions, and they're a very small part of your face, though very important. But that is why people create these libraries. So this is my button and I just take it out. So you see this is so small. So basically symbol library is created just to help you out. It is also created to maybe you worked hard. So suppose this is the face, okay, and it's supposed to come here, and this face is going everywhere. So in all my croquis and all. So just for an example, I'm just saying. So I'll just create this as a symbol. So my hard work becomes a little easier for me. So I delete this. Now whenever I want to use this face, I'll just take it out. I'll always take it out like this. And you save it in the same form, like save symbols. You save it in the same .ai form. We have fashion as well. So we have these elements, symbol. These are also symbols. So they are basically like, they come of this size only. Okay, understood? So the zip is also of this size. That's supposed to get fixed here, or maybe on the skirt, or maybe on the jeans. So we make very small this thing, and we use this again and again. So this is what symbol is all about. Got it, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now let's move to.
मैम एक क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ पूछो.
मैम सिंबल्स को रीसाइज नहीं कर सकते हैं?
हाँ कर सकते हो. Like if I click on this and if I resize it, तब कर सकते हो. Then I click OK. So this has become, now if I just drag it, so this will be now small. I would need to double click on the symbol to resize it.
Okay.
So that every time,
Okay, ma'am.
because every time ये मैंने इतना बड़ा किया, फिर अगर मुझे इससे छोटा चाहिए तो मैंने चलो इसको छोटा कर दिया. I make it smaller, but probably this I want to use it again. So what do I do then? Either I create a new symbol out of it, or I just you have this, you have this break link to symbol. So if I break link it, I can increase it, decrease it, whatever I want to do. But this library is basically for that purpose. So that is why I was saying that you make those facial expressions and you save them as a library and use it whenever possible. So you make 5, 6. That is why I said that time, make facial expressions 5 at least, so that you can use it in your illustrations.
Okay, ma'am.
I don't know. I think I made. Yes, this is my symbol library of the face, See this? So this is this small. And then the hair. That small. And then I use them in all, so it was okay. Okay. So now I'll go over to Photoshop.
Ma'am, can we start Photoshop in next class? It would be too much burden to do these stuff and then Photoshop also.
Okay, yes, we have time. How many classes more? We have, I can finish
Ma'am,
Photoshop. I can finish Photoshop in 2 classes, 2, 3 classes.
ma'am, can you please give us like just a little brief and then yeah, because I am personally working on something and it will be really helpful for me. I mean, if anybody has no problem with that.